Welcome to the first episode of the Dark Knights of the Weird Table podcast. Tonight's subject on the table is video games and movies. What kind of video games would you guys like to see in a movie?
So, one that I would like to see is Metroid. And the reason why is because, it actually has a really good plot and stuff. Not the original because they took it from Alien, but, Metroid Prime.
Yeah, I think Metroid could be a great movie. But like you said, the biggest issue with it is the first three are based off the Alien movie. All the key points in the game comes from the key points in the Alien movies. I think they would either need to start off with, I think Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance would be a great one to make. I don't know if y'all played it, but it's a great game, and it's basically where this parasite takes over Samus. Spoiler alert for people that haven't played it. But this parasite takes over Samus, but her suit is part of her body. So they have to physically remove her suit, but by doing so, the parasite also takes over her suit. So now it becomes like a Link versus Darkwing kind of thing. And I think it could be a great setup to a great horror movie, especially towards the beginning, because like you run into SAX, that's what it's called, quite a few times, and she's at your full strength from Super Metroid, but you only got maybe one or two weapons. Go ahead, Brian.
Second thing is, should it be animated or should it be live action?
That's a good question. I think they could pull it off really well with an animated version, but I think if they wanted to pull in the numbers for a horror movie like that, they'd have to go live action.
I think as long as they stay away from the people who created the Halo movies and the live action Halo movies, because let's face it, those did not turn out the way anybody wanted them to. At least any of the fans.
I didn't know there was a live action Halo movie.
Well, I know the last one wasn't bad. I mean, they even included Master Chief, which was a feat in itself, and some of the Covenant aliens. It was pretty good. But the first one, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrid. It had little to nothing to do with the actual Halo storyline. As long as they stick with the actual storyline, I think it could very well make a good movie. The only problem that they'd have to do is they'd have to add a lot of CGI to it. Such as for when Samus does her little ball thing that, would crush a human's bones.
Alright, but one thing is about you actually did it with a horror theme, it would actually, just imagine having actually being afraid of something that actually shouldn't be, you're not known to have, being really afraid of this game. You're used to just being the hero and you beat the person, not, oh my gosh, I have to run away, oh my gosh, this thing's going to kill me.
Well, you've also got to think, it's going to be similar to the Alien movies. Alright, the people in the Alien movies, especially the later ones that are based in space, they're not afraid of the alien. When they notice that it's there, they go hunting after it. They're trying to hunt it down. They're trying to kill it. I remember there's one Alien movie where there's some weird, like, Christian priest guy, and he cuts himself. He cuts himself because of some weird fascination he has with hunting the aliens down in his religion.
Metroid would be a good game, but there's a lot of things that you'd have to work on. Like character development. You'd have to find some way to create some kind of character development for Samus, because generally in most of the games it's just her. The only two games that you really have any interaction with an outside anything is with the Game Boy Advance game, and then Other M. And, well, nobody likes Other M. So I think turning Other M into a movie, this is a real bad idea,
I think Other M is like the equivalent to that one Sonic game.
The werewolf one?
Hell, what the hell was it? No, it was in the original Sonic storyline. You know, there's Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and I think it was like Sonic Story 6 or whatever. You should know what I'm talking
Sonic
about.
06?
Yeah, Sonic 06. That absolutely horrid
Sonic
mashup
Boom.
of a game.
Sonic Boom completely blew Sonic 06 out of the water, but that's a complete.
I'm talking about video games. I'm talking about video games, not the TV shows, okay?
No, Sonic Boom the game, dude. Just look up Let's Plays of it, man. It's horrible.
Kind of makes me not want to.
I wouldn't have to. I've never even known that it was a video game. I knew they made a TV series, but
Yeah, like I think the TV series takes place after the video game, but like it doesn't matter because they're both horrible.
well, I brought up this subject to a coworker of mine, and I think he came up with the absolute stupidest idea for a movie based off a video game. Pokemon live action.
Oh God, no.
No. Oh.
All right, number one, yeah, okay. We've all seen the DeviantArt online of the Pokemon, like Pokemon Real. You know, that's cool. Number one, seeing it animated would be cool, but come on.
Not live action, man.
Yeah,
Because like if you look at the realistic drawings of Pokemon, there's some creepy. It would be like it's like doing something like that is like the new Ninja Turtle movie, dude. It's like it's that one step too far.
yeah. Like for any viewers who are watching this or rather listening, look up Lickitung Real. That is probably the creepiest fucking Pokemon ever drawn to be real. Why someone would do that is beyond me.
Alright, or, I mean,
You know what I would watch? I would watch a Tim Burton stylized Pokemon movie. Just for the hell of it. It wouldn't even have to be good. Just to see him draw Pokemon in his art style would just be interesting in itself.
alright, but I mean, because I've seen, like, people make little spoof things with live action shorts of Pokemon and stuff like that, and they're pretty cool and interesting. But to make a whole entire movie where it's literally full on live action and all that shit, I think most people would get really tired, like, instantly.
But to say your topic real quick of like the Tim Burton and whatnot, in order to do that, number one, it's going to be Tim Burton's first R-rated movie. And number two, you're going to have to go back to the basis with Pokemon, the Japanese style versions where the Pokemon actually kill each other. Like, if you look up the Red story from Pokemon, and you look at the Japanese version, well, not Red, it's actually Ash, technically, but Team Rocket's Pokemon get killed. They don't fucking get knocked out and placed back in the Pokeball and taken to the damn Poke Center. No, they get killed. His, what's her name? Jesse's Ekans gets fucking murdered. He gets cut in half. His head is gone by Ash's Scyther. It's bloody. It's brutal. Why we don't have that in America, I don't understand.
Alright, what about Digimon one?
I don't know, because like the reason why Digimon didn't take off like Pokemon did, even though they came out at about the same time, is like the biggest thing with Pokemon is anybody can be a Pokemon master. You know, anybody can go out there, waste their life catching animals and training them to kick ass. You know, however, in Digimon, and I think this is the biggest issue, is like Digimon was still targeted towards kids, but it had a bigger storyline, and you had to be the chosen few to act.
It was almost like a Power Rangers Pokemon.
I think the one thing that could actually make a good live action Pokemon is the Pokemon War. You only hear about it once, and that's in red, blue, and green, and yellow. But you only hear about it once. You only hear about it from one gym leader. You know, but I think if they actually went into depth with the Pokemon War, how it unfolds, and just like get like a Helm's Deep battle of Pokemon, just hordes of Pokemon just attacking each other, I think that could make an interesting live action.
Okay, and you know, with the Digimon thing, it, like I said, it's almost like a Power Rangers meets Pokemon. You know, like you said, there's the chosen few. There's the few people who get selected for selected for the Digimon, and they go in and save the world. I don't know if you've ever seen the Juggernaut episode where the Juggernaut Digimon came in. They're these huge World Eater style Digimon, crazy. They look like these pigs. If you prefer Pokemon, they look like gigantic Swinubs. You know, I think that would be hard to do something legitimate like that for live action. If you're gonna do something with Digimon, it's got to be animated.
Yeah, I was like rolling back to like the live action Pokemon. What I was saying was, I think something that would be great for live action Pokemon is there's the Pokemon War that's not talked about very much. Like literally, it was only in the first game when you fight Lieutenant Surge, you know. And I think they just put that in there to, you know, the reason he's a lieutenant kind of thing. But I think something like that could look really good on like a live action set with like a fucking Helm's Deep setup and hordes of fucking Pokemon just going at each other. And especially, and like you were saying with the Digimon, it definitely has to stay animated. I don't think you could pull off what you would like with a live action Digimon, especially considering it's got that, you know, you're technically in a computer kind of thing. I do think they might be able to pull off like have part of the movie, like when the kids are out about like the beginning of the movie, have it live action, but then when they get sucked into the computer, they become animated.
Alright, and another thing with the Pokemon War, think of this, it would really turn it to the darker side of Pokemon. Like, majorly darker side of Pokemon.
Well,
Make it
see,
great
that's the
for
thing, like,
backstory.
people want to say there's a darker side of Pokemon, but if you want to take the 30 seconds and read through some Pokedex entries, there is a very dark side of Pokemon, and that's without even having to create anything. You've got Pokemon kidnapping people. You've got Pokemon that are stunted by children that died while being lost in the woods. You've got Pokemon that carry around their face from when they were human. Okay, there's a Pokemon that pretends to be a balloon, so when a kid grabs its tail, it floats away and steals the kid.
Very,
Pokemon's dark. You just
very
gotta look.
demented things.
I think before getting back on topic, I think for a good video game movie, the biggest thing, it doesn't matter what video game they do, I think the biggest thing is they need to try to avoid the actual story to the game. Because if you look at it, like the biggest movie slash video game movie is probably Resident Evil, and how they made that work, even though it keeps going on and on and on, and reach the end. How they made Resident Evil work? Well, yes, it was Resident Evil. It was based off the Resident Evil theatrical universe instead of the video game universe, which sucks for those who like video games. But like, there's so many gaps, especially in older video games that could be filled in with the movie. You know, like the 7 missing years when you're sleeping in Ocarina of Time and sleep. What the hell is Zelda doing? How the hell did you train to become a ninja, for crying out loud? You know, especially in a world that seems to be based more around the medieval time. You know, okay, there's one person on one of the other podcasts I actually watched. She straight up said that she would like to see like where do Shy Guys come from? You know, do a bunch of animated shorts and put it into one movie, like Shy Guy Behind the Mask kind of thing, and see where that plays from. So, like I said, don't focus on the main story. It's on your side characters to develop them. You can't do that in game.
I think when it comes to moral of the story, basically, when it comes to making a video game into a movie, they need to pick and choose which ones they should animate, which ones they should do live action. And at the same time, though I agree with what you said about doing a completely different story, I think at the same time, depending on which one they're going to pick to make a movie, depends on whether or not they should stick with the story or not.
That's true, because like if they do a Mario movie, the Mario story is the same from game to game to game to game to game. Big ass turtle steals princess. Mario goes to rescue princess. That's the Mario storyline. Yes, there's some other ones like the Mario RPG. It's different. The Paper Mario games. It's different. You know, and yeah, I guess you could take some of the stories from there. But like Zelda, man, how are you gonna do basically a type of adventure dungeon crawler and make that into a movie? You know, nobody's gonna want to sit down and watch Link climb through the Deku Tree for 30 minutes straight and say nothing. You know, they're not gonna want to watch some white dude running around solving puzzles. It's not gonna hold their attention. So I think that when it comes to something like that, I think that's the big distinction they have to get around with the Zelda game. If they try to follow Link around, how are you going to keep with the giant dungeons and things like that he crossed through to save Hyrule?
But with that, talking about the dungeon crawlers and stuff like that, and you can do a movie with dungeon crawlers, just you can't do it with a single person. Because, I mean, think of this. Dungeons and Dragons, the first one, that movie was a great movie. Now, they did put another story into it and stuff, but the thing is that they did make it a dungeon crawler, they did make it so it had puzzles in which you saw, and they did make it so you actually flowed with it, and they had fights and stuff. It was a great movie.
But the only reason why I think Dungeons and Dragons would make such a good movie if made well, or make such a great video game, is because it started out as a tabletop RPG. There was no story. The story was what you and your buddies didn't think of. If you had a shit storyteller at the time, then you had a shit game on your hands for that round. You have a great storyteller that right time around, a great dungeon master. You had a great story to sit upon, and that's why I think Dungeons and Dragons is basically to slap a name on something to make a little more money. Yeah, it could be great, but it could suck as well because of the fact Dungeons and Dragons doesn't actually have a story. I mean, think about it, man. There's thousands of books with that Dungeons and Dragons stamp on it, but it's Dungeons and Dragons, but it's this series. Dungeons and Dragons, but it's this series. And I think that's where the issue comes from.
All right, well, thank you all for listening. This has been the Dark Knights of the Weird Table with me, Sean,
Damien,
and Brian.
And we'll see you next time. If you like the video or if you have any ideas, please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down in the comments below. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what you think we should talk about next time. Bye-bye.